And so we're gonna do Daddy's malasadas.
So who is this lovely lady saving me from a mosquito ambush? This lovely lady is Brandy, the owner of Hanalei Shave Ice, a beautiful food trailer, located off of 1308 Lang Avenue in beautiful Orlando, Florida. Address is also in the description. In Orlando native speak, she's down Mills on that road behind Pig Floyd. Yes, the same one near Black Rooster Taqueria. Yes, which is also down the street from Hawker's Asian Street Food. But we aren't here to talk about them. We're here to talk about Hanalei. Hanalei is located behind the house on Lang. You park on the road and walk up the driveway. Or, if you're looking for something a little different, you can go inside the house on Lang. They sell all local items there. Everything's made from some local artist or some creative that lives in Orlando, and they choose to sell their products there. They also advertise events on a board inside of the house on Lang, and it's everything that's going on throughout the month.
We'll find anywhere else. So I think that's what makes us different and growing, is the fact that people know that if they have an event to go to and they don't want to see something similar, you come here because you'll find all sorts of unique pieces.
That's actually impressive. So like a lot of this jewelry and stuff like that is also like local?
Yeah.
They even host classes in the back on how to make different things. Their patio is quite sizable, and it's just an all-around nice place to hang out. But back to our main topic, Hanalei. Here's the menu in detail from our very own Brandy.
Here's my spiel.
Give me the spiel. I'll help you out.
Since it's your first time here, yeah, absolutely. Well, welcome. Aloha. My name is Brandy Ford. I'm the owner. So I want to walk you and navigate you through our menu. POG is passion orange guava. Lilikoi is passion fruit. It's the only Hawaiian word on the menu, and we want you to know that that's absolutely delicious. That lilikoi comes from the island of Kauai. Lychee lilikoi is my most popular one. The lychees are local, and lilikoi is from the island, so therefore we have a really nice mix between it. Orange whip is the only sauce I don't make in-house. That's the one that's made out of like orange water. My dad loved the orange water. If you're Hawaiian, you don't do the orange drink, you orange juice, you do the orange drink. And then the rest of these are like more like what you would find on the island, except for of course butterbeer. That's something that you will only find here in Orlando. And then I go through and I tell them what the special is. The special of the day is pineapple blueberry. That's made with a sugarloaf pineapple, and it's slightly fermented. It's absolutely delicious. Makes it nuttier. Yeah. And then, so you give them like that 30 seconds of my undivided attention, and that makes them feel welcome, and I wanted to make them feel welcome. Because I could probably put lilikoi, parentheses, passion fruit. You could do that. But I want to make sure that I'm stepping and talking to every person. It's all the way in and out. So butterbeer is kind of like butterbeer without any lawsuit. Like it's similar to that. It's similar to that idea of this vanilla caramely deliciousness. So mine is topped with dulce de leche, caramel. It's a vanilla milk cream. I do whipped cream, and I put it all together, and it tastes very good. But it tastes like butterbeer.
Amazing.
But like, my children are Filipino, so therefore the ube comes into play. I did the matcha mainly because my future daughter-in-law at the time, who's now my daughter-in-law, she loved boba tea, and so ube matcha just made sense. But the milk and honey was actually created by a guest. She was pregnant. She was lovely. She was like, "Do you have any honey?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I do have honey." And she was like, "Can you do the milk cream with just honey on it?" And I was like, "Sure." And so then it just turned into a treat. A lot of those have happened like that. You know, I think it's fun. The Oreo cookie is from one of my first guests, her wife, and her dog. They loved coming, but her wife liked things that were cookie related, like Oreo cookies, and so I was like, I bet I could make an Oreo shave ice. I guess I could. And so she came back the next week, and I had an Oreo cookies and cream shave ice, and she just went crazy over it. And they kept coming for a year, right? So, and they've been coming for 2 years now. So, I mean, it builds brand loyalty whenever someone else is the one that's a part of it, and they know they're a part of it. So I tell people when they do it, I go, well, you want your original? And I have secret flavors that are for different influencers that came, and I let them pick their own and make their own. So I always carry their stuff here. Like Iram, he's a photographer here in Orlando. He has the photographer. And what it is, it's Earl Grey tea, ube, whipped cream, condensed milk, and then he wants like an ube condensed. So that's his
That's
own
cool.
flavor. And I have the Kanoa. Kanoa Green she's a body influencer, and she's a wonderful woman. She's a body positivity, just this great human. And she and I are very good friends, and I love her very much. And she has her own flavor. It's strawberry, passion fruit, lilikoi, pineapple, and then it gets pineapples and strawberries on top. So it's really special. It's like break it off. It means it got really, it's probably from the humidity last night. I'm not open at nighttime, at 9 o'clock at night. And then open it up this early in the day.
Oh, I never thought that would be a thing to worry about.
Oh my
That's
God.
really cool.
So like, it took 2 years to perfect this shave because Florida's humidity and weather is totally different than Hawaii's. Like completely different.
Oh,
like
yeah.
even the minerals that I use in the ice help it to be a better shave.
Wow.
But it took years to perfect it. That I put the shaka in it, but I use the shaka with a compostable straw and a compostable spoon. And I always do it so that, you know, it shows you a little bit of the aloha that's going into it. Mango lihing is the most quintessential Hawaiian flavor you can have. So lihing is a salted plum powder that is actually Chinese, but it's absolutely delicious. It makes it salty, sweet, and savory. So people, when they have it one time, you crave it. It's one of those flavors that's just very craveable.
Wow.
Very free. And like our strawberry is like really thick, rich strawberries here from local sources. And so it has like that strawberry flavor year round. That is unique, and then our lilikoi comes from the island of Hawaii. And then we do have a local source that we use some lilikoi from whenever we can't get it from the island. This is our azuki bean. And azuki bean, it doesn't look pretty, but it tastes amazing.
I know exactly what that is, and I love it.
And this one wants vanilla ice cream, so I put vanilla ice cream in there.
Oh, what's that?
It's ice cream.
Oh,
and then this is the lihing powder. This is lihing. It's a salted plum.
Oh my gosh.
And then this one wants whipped cream on it.
So I ended up getting the Lihing shaved ice that Brandy recommended. It reminded me of cream corn with salt on it. To some that might sound bad, but it only reminded me of it. It was actually very good. I also got the azuki beans, which was like magic. It's almost like when you'd go to like an Asian market and you'd have a sweet bean bun. That's what it tastes like on the inside. Where the magic comes in at is it turns the shaved ice into more of a creamy, almost ice cream-like texture, instead of its flaky, compact kind of mouthfeel. In fact, in the process of me editing this video, I went back again to try her pineapple upside down cake shaved ice. My favorite part was how it was structured. All the toppings on top, a break in the middle with the fresh shaved ice, and the bottom is where all the juice is collected, giving a huge punch and flavor. So good. It's cool that Brandy is so adventurous, taking on and adopting things people ask her to make.
Which one's your favorite, by the way?
My favorite is, I like the mango lihing with condensed milk, and then I also like the almond joy. The whole reason I started making the shave ice was because nobody made the almond joy shave ice the way I like it, with the jalapeno foam and everything like that. So that's my favorite. I've come accustomed to people ask me what my favorite is, and so I try not to answer that question too often because I think that they go on what I like more than what they probably would prefer.
Yeah.
Ah, you kidding?
It's beautiful.
And every one of them has the shaka in it. So that's the spoon and straw. It's a shaka. And you don't need a straw to eat shave ice.
Yeah.
You don't need a straw to eat shave ice. Are we sitting family here? Hanalei is where my family originated from. So let me give you a tour. So this is our newest sticker. I give out stickers all the time. This is the coordinates of Hanalei. In Hanalei, Hawaii, and this is the topographical map of it.
Okay.
And this is where you're standing right now in Orlando.
Wow. Wow.
Hanalei is where my heart is, and these stickers right here are all from Hanalei. These three right here, they're actually from Hanalei, and that's how this whole sticker board started. So these have all been given to me by different people. or we give them out. So we give out our stickers. But, oh look, someone put a new one. Exploring, not boring. That's brand new. I hadn't seen that yet.
Wow.
Yeah. So sometimes people just put them on there, and then I like it whenever they tell me they're putting it on there, so I can post about their business, whatever. We had like local business like 7 Bites, and
I love 7 Bites.
is one of my favorite places to eat. And so, I mean, it's fun to build community this way, because people come back and like, oh, that's my sticker. I'm like, yeah, it is. So it was his when I bought it on eBay.
What?
Yeah. So it has a little stamp back here that tells you that one of the places it was at. Mm-hmm. And this is where you buy shave ice supplies from, right? Mm-hmm. Well, there was another one, which I took off and put it in our scrapbook, that said the same name of the restaurant, the grocery store, not restaurant, grocery store he worked at in Oahu as an ice shaver. And he said it was his, and I was like, yeah, sure, right, Dad, whatever. I didn't believe him fully, you know, because you're like, yeah, right, Dad, because my parents have told me stuff before that isn't true. So it was all about that life.
I mean, listen.
And then I researched it more, and these are very rare because it didn't have a lock to stop it from going all the way down, so it hit the blade. These little tiny tines right here would hit the blade.
Yeah.
So the tines, I was like, yeah, sure, right. But then I researched it, and they were all recalled for that year that he had it. And so most of them were sent back. This was bought from the island of Oahu, and it was shipped here from Oahu. And the lady said she'd been holding on to it for a really long time. It was a friend of hers, shave ice machine, and she didn't feel comfortable selling it, but whenever he passed away, she was like, you know what, I just don't need this in my home anymore, so she's gonna sell it on eBay. And I won the bid, after bid after bid after bid. Paid a little bit more for it than I probably should have, but I really wanted it for some reason. I was like, I want this one. It looks old school, it looks amazing, I want to start my company with this. And so when I got it, it has the handle is broken and it's orange instead of the normal red. And I told my dad about it, and he was like, yeah, I had one, man. I had a milk crate. That's how he talked. It's my dad's voice. He had a milk crate, and like I didn't want the owner to know that I broke it, so I like put the milk crate handle on. So like, yeah, that's mine. I was like, yeah, right, Dad. And as soon as he saw it, he's like, that's her. And I was like, that's her. He's like, yeah. Man, we're good friends. And he like patted it, and he was like, man, we had some good times, didn't we? And I was like, that's awesome. You know, that your dad passed on something like that.
Absolutely.
So one of the cool things about shave ice is it's super fine, like snow, but it takes a few moments for this to get cold enough for it. Aloha, family. How are you? If you guys are here from all the side, what is this? So this is a 1969 Shasta low flight trailer, and what it was is the day after Christmas. I had told my husband already, we just gotten back from Hawaii, and I was like, I want to open a shave ice business, and he's like, what? I was like, yeah. So the day after Christmas, I'd gotten pretty much everything I'd ever wanted. Like, honestly, like, he did a really good job that year. He does a good job every year.
Aww.
And I was like, I'm gonna open a shave ice business. And he was like, okay. And so we went online, and I found a Shasta trailer. We were laying in bed the night of Christmas, and I was like, I want to get this trailer. I was like, I'm going to call these people and ask them if I can have it for the price that I want. And we called them, and they said yes, and we went the next day to get it. So it's a 1969 Shasta trailer. We got it for next to nothing, and then I was like, I'm doing it. I was like, I'm so going to do this, but then I realized that I don't know how to back up a trailer at all. So my husband was in charge of backing it up for the first year and a half. And I can't back it up. I'm dyslexic, so left is right and right is left. I was getting so frustrated I couldn't do it. I was like, this is a bad idea. And whenever the House on Lang ladies invited me to be here, I was so excited because I was like, oh, that means that it gives him the freedom of doing my business, you know? When you start a business, there are quirks, right? And that was definitely one of them. You know, I wanted to be independent. I wanted to do this thing. I wanted to build community. And then I was like, I need your help.
It's like, hey, you want to come down here and park this thing real quick, and then I'll see you in like 8 hours?
Every event he had to rush from his own current job that he owns, and then rush here and help me. And then it was a lot of stress, but it was super rewarding because it just showed how much we can do just about anything together, which was really cool. Because Justin's my rock. Not everybody knows that part of my world because he's not here all the time, so they don't get to see him. But if it wasn't for Justin and his support of me, I know I wouldn't have this. He was like, go for it. He was like, buy the shave ice thing. He was like, get the trailer. I'm on my way. I got a hitch on the truck. Like, like you need a partner in your life that embodies that says, you know what, yes. And I never had that before. And this is like, we've been married for 5 years, we've been together for 7. He champions me in everything I've wanted to do along the way. And I think that's what makes me successful, is not just me, but it's my family behind me, it's my children behind me, it's my children cheering me on and saying, Mom, you could do it. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But it's always worked out because I feel that this is what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
Creamery, and then they're heavy butter. So they're gonna be dense. They're like a quarter pound each. They're really delicious. We stuff them with ice cream, whipped cream, and then we do pineapple, mango, or strawberry. Today is the fillings. Or you can have it just plain, and plain has just granulated sugar on the outside. Those are special. It's my father's recipe.
How often do you do the donuts?
On the weekends only. Saturday and Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. Fresh out of the.
Wow.
Look at those, quarter pound each. That's beautiful. It's
gorgeous.
Those are beautiful. Those are handmade, guys. My chickens lay
Oh,
the
that
eggs.
smell, the aroma's good too.
I'm not getting it. Stop this ice 2 seconds, and then we will be good because we didn't have any more
I
ice.
spoke too soon.
I wasn't gonna tell you.
So, these malasadas I'm currently craving at the moment. They are, like other things at Hanalei, a texture trip. Crunchy on the outside, crumbly and soft on the inside, and very heavy. The weight on these will surprise you. The strawberry shortcake style one was my favorite. I think I'd like a dulce or a chocolate styled one, if I can get it though. Maybe just some chocolate syrup or dulce stuffed inside.
It's beloved by Hawaiians because it's a Portuguese tree that was brought there originally. There's a lot of different places that make them on the island, but the most famous is Leonard's. They're an amazing establishment. They've been around for a really long time. And they seem like beautiful people as well. You know, so it's good that they've been so successful. But malasado literally means poorly baked.
Malasado.
Which I think is funny because when you make something, the last thing you want it to be called is poorly baked.
Yeah.
But if you knew anything about me, I'm a chef, but I'm not really a pastry chef. I'm not a baker. So it makes kind of sense that I'd be making them.
For me, malasado was made very nicely. And they're so
try to cook them all
big. They're so
They're
big.
They're like a quarter pound.
Yeah.
They end up being very heavy and fluffy and delicious. And it's one of those things that, you know, I think it's unique because there's nowhere else that makes them. And anybody from Hawaii is looking for it on a regular basis. They really want to showcase it and it tastes like home to them.
Yeah.
So like if you can do something and it's a confection, I call these ice confections, that bring somebody back to their childhood, that is the goal. You know, to be like, wow, I made you feel that close to what you're doing. When I started, I was at the local park because there was nowhere else to do anything, and I didn't even charge for it. I literally just left a little jar out there for tips because I was practicing my craft, and there's no better way to practice your craft than on people who are going to buy it potentially in the future.
Maybe the POG?
POG? Yeah, that's a good one.
If I just have ice.
Yep. I do $5 for a big cup of just ice. So you can get just the ice.
Is that what you want?
Yes.
Shaved ice by itself is actually pretty refreshing. I would have never thought about getting just shaved ice, but I could see the appeal. I was also just in time to witness something I thought I would never see in Florida. A snowball fight.
You know what there is?
No, it is so perfect.
It's so perfect.
Brandy and Hanalei are also really big into composting. Everything she gives you can be thrown away in this green bucket.
When you make something that is from the heart and definitely like, I can't describe it, but just like it's so true to the Hawaiian culture and to the fact that I'm honoring my dad. That's what all this is. This isn't like, I'm not trying to make $1 million. I keep telling people that and I really mean it.
It's a love letter to your family.
It's a love letter to my dad. So
That's amazing.
you gotta be thoughtful with stuff like that because I think people want to hear the story behind things, and they're like, "Why is this lady who is lighter skinned? You know, how is she connected to Hawaii?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm Hawaiian," and people look at me and they look at me first thing. They don't necessarily think that. Just like when they probably look at you, the first thing they don't think is Guyanese.
Oh no, absolutely not.
You know, so we're all mixed in the countries now.
And especially once they know what my first name is. My name is Jorge.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're like, oh, you speak Spanish? I'm like,
no, I don't.
I'm not even Spanish. Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, my first name is Brandy. They probably think I drink a lot, which they do. Which I don't. I don't drink. But
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Like wine every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Like, but I don't like go out and be like, woo! You know?
Communicate together.
I think that that's what we're building here is community. Because I don't think people realize how much Mills 50 is like a community of individuals. And they definitely like don't understand that this is what Orlando looks like. It's not Disney. You know, it's literally like all the people running Disney. It's not like everybody's wearing costumes and running around. It's all the background of it. You know, we have Gideons right here. They started here. Now they're at Disney, and that's exciting for them. And a couple other people I think are moving there, and probably a Dochi at some point. Come on, you have to. Dochi donuts are delicious. But like, this is the heart of Orlando, the true heart of it. And I think a lot of times we don't see that whenever we're looking at Orlando on a map. You think Mickey ears is all you think is here, but it's such a beautiful, rich community.
It is.
And it's diverse. And the Asian and Pacific Islander community here is massive. And then you have people from all over the world who came to Disney and like decided, this is where I want to make home. But we need to build communities. Through COVID, I think we lost a lot of our community feel. And that's what the House on Lang and I are doing is this space in about 45 minutes is going to be flooded with a bunch of people that are from all walks of life.
Beautiful.
Faces, and it's been in their language since the beginning of their language is Ekomomai. And Ekomomai means all are welcome. Everyone's welcome. And I think that's really important whenever you're looking at a culture. You know, the inclusive feel, the aloha, that's what people are looking for. And I think that they feel very comfortable with me whenever they come get Shave Ice to talk to me about anything. I mean, more often than not, there's people sitting here and we're just talking.
Beautiful.
Like, it's all the time.
Amazing.
My first couple guests, whenever they get here and there's nobody else here, we're just having a conversation. Or I'll encourage people to sit together. I'll be like, oh no, you can sit with her, and I'll wipe off the table and sanitize it. And people are like, I'm like, you know, we don't want anybody coming and getting sick by any means, but also you need to build community. You have to sit next to each other. If you want to sit here and you sit there, that's fine. Whatever your preference or whatever your comfort level is. But a lot of times I'll be like, hey, you want to sit with them? And they're like, yeah, and I'll introduce them. And that's, you know, there's mothers that are hanging out with other mothers that have kids the same age because of this place. And that's cool.
That's beautiful.
I lost them for like 3 weeks though. I was like, where are you at? Because they were having so much fun. They were just all over the place.
Aw, that's so nice.
I know, right? You don't see
like
that.
building bonds, bringing families together.
That's what we're hoping to do. You know, I think it's kind of cool.
I'm into it.
Because at the end of the day, it's not a business. It's a community.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Shave Ice is over on the islands. It's not like none of them are making millions of dollars.
Right.
None of them. They're all in trailers and stuff like that. They're doing that because at the end of the day, they want to go and hang out together and they want to talk about the day.
Yes.
They want to talk story and they want to sit there. A lot of times you'll go to one of the Shave Ice things and someone has a ukulele, or any of the other, you know, instruments or drums, and they'll be having a jam session.
Wonderful.
Which is like, when I went in Hanalei, I was like, this is amazing. I want this for me. I want to see this every day. You know, we have that sometimes. We'll have little jam sessions, or we've had artists come and play their music, and really just, you know, it inspires me. We even have like indie music here. I think next weekend after next, there's indie music here, and it's a young crowd. But I love it because I'm like, we do special pricing and stuff like that for them because, you know, they're young people. You know, no young person can, you know, afford everything that an older person can afford. Yeah. So, you know, do be preferential to the fact that they're young and, you know, take care of them now. Recently, we reconnected with our dad. Our dad wasn't doing very well, and I went back and forth between Las Vegas and Orlando to get him back and forth, and he got to the point where he needed to be in hospice. So this little trailer paid for him to come live with our family for 10 weeks. And that's a blessing.
Wow.
You know, you can't say thank you enough to Orlando for something like that. You really can't. Every time I think about it, I just kind of like, I can't. It's amazing that they would want to champion me like that, and they supported my business on everyday life. It's just pretty cool. My dad's picture's in here. His name was Don. He was Kanaka, which means fully Hawaiian. And this is my, you know, and then this is my heritage, my family. So
Wow.
this is my great-grandmother and my grandmother, and you see they're very Hawaiian. And as they go further back, you know, it's almost like the pigmentation of them changed because the island changed. All the natural things were taken away, all the trees and stuff were cleared away. So you have a totally different cultural shift because they're not shaded all the time. So it's interesting because your skin actually lightens up when there's no shade around. So it's been pretty cool.
Have you lived on the island?
Nope, I didn't get to live on the island. My father was also a Marine. He was ferociously in love with being a Marine. When he first got in, he got drafted, and so I don't think that was his dream. But once he got in, he fell in love with being a Marine and being of service. So my dad was like really big on being of service. And I love that about him because I also went into the military just because actually I thought my dad was in the Navy. I went in the Navy because I had tons of pictures of him in like on the Navy boats and stuff, and so I thought my father was a Navy, you know, Navy. So I was like, I'm going Navy. I went Navy. I'm a Navy
support the
Sea,
family. Absolutely.
Combat construction. And then my father and I reconnected later on in life, and he told me he was never in the Navy. He was a Marine, and I was like, oh, okay, Dad. Because all I had seen was pictures.
Right, yeah.
So, it was kind of cool.
I totally get it.
It was one of those things. I have any right now, but that's been a really fun thing is that we actually had a Johnny Depp duet us on our little thingy-bobber.
Yeah?
Yeah, TikTok. It was funny. It was somebody else's film. It wasn't mine. But he was like, what is that? Because I did whenever the Megapint came out, I was like, whenever he said Megapint, I was like, that's going to be a great soundbite.
Yeah.
And I think it's young people teaching me to find things that I think are funny, and then other people also think it's funny. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
But we've done good. We have our little Megapint sticker. We made these for everybody that ordered the Megapint, and we had like 50 of them, and we're out of stickers and we're out of Megapints. So it was just a fun little thing.
Perfect.
It was great. We had a good time. Yeah, and the stickers are a big part of our culture is because everybody wants to feel a part of something. And like today, the lady who brought the brand new paddleboard sticker, which is that one right in the center, this one right here, she came today, and one of her friends came and was like, oh, I see her stickers up. And that was kind of cool to connect and see that she noticed. You know, because it's just something cheesy, but it's pretty cool. Like this one's one of my favorites. It's a little tiny can of Halo Halo.
What's Halo Halo?
Halo Halo is a Filipino shave ice. So at the bottom there's a bunch of different things. There's jackfruit, coconut jellies, coconut shreds, mung beans, white beans, and there's palm kernels. And then on top we do our shave with the milk cream, top it with ube ice cream, and then a flan, an egg flan, and then drizzle it with condensed milk, and then put pinnipig, which is like a rice, tapioca rice, like kind of like a cereal on top of it. It's really good. And we do that on Thursdays and Fridays when Kagan's here. And so it's special. We love it. It's addictive. Like I've eaten probably way more than I should have. I think that I'm living pretty pono here, and that's a Hawaiian word for like living righteous or trying to do the right thing for the environment. I think that's something that is huge for me because like even with the compostability and the products that we use, or buying sustainable goods, or getting homegrown fruits and vegetables and putting them in the shave ice, and then also supporting the island, people don't realize that I do that. And when you support the island, I'm supporting them. I'm not taking away from the island. I'm trying to help, you know, some of the commerce that's there. And I don't always get to share that with everybody, and I don't want to like sound proud or anything, but I'm thankful for being able to get those Hawaiian products. Like Auntie Lilikoi's Lilikoi is an amazing product, and I'm using it because it's beautiful and it's just true to the island, and it's a small business. So that's special. And then I think that there's so many families that come and bring their families, and then their families, and then their friends. And I think that a thanks is a big part of who I am. Mahalo. Mahalo nui loa means many thanks. And I think that I don't get to say thank you enough to everybody in Orlando that supported me. It makes me emotional every time I think about it because I am very thankful to be here. Like I sound proud and excited and everything, but I'm really just humble, and I try to stay humble as much as possible. If you have to say you're humble, you're not humble. That's what most people say. But I truly feel like just being in this space is humble, you know, because you can have a storefront, but this is more true to the Pono lifestyle that Hawaii offers. So I think that's special. I think eko momai is something I want everybody to know. Eko momai is all are welcome, and that means everyone. There's no exclusion of that word, and I think that's a beautiful world. And I think the fact that the island culture has driven and loved that for so long is really special. And I didn't understand what it meant until recently. All are welcome. Eko momai. Everyone. All people, all walks of life, all everything. And I think that I'm using that more in my life now than I've ever used it before, because I'm learning about my Hawaiian heritage. And and learning about Hawaii means that you shed some of those ideas of, I guess, overabundance. Whenever you're on an island, you have to be more careful about just the environment, but also it's a little bit of a simpler life. And I kind of want to have that here in Orlando. I know I can't be on my island right now. I can't. There's a lot of reasons. I wish I could, but any islander will tell you that they long to be home. It's the sunrise and the sunset that's so special. There's no place on earth that you can see the sunrise and sunset except for really islands. There's a couple places here in Florida, like Marco Island, a couple other places, but you can't see the sunrise and sunset. And there's something very special and humbling about seeing a sunrise and sunset every morning and every night. Like, that's special. That gives you a different perspective on the world and how your day is supposed to run. If you go to the islands, and they all celebrate waking up with the sunrise. Everyone's out doing yoga, everybody's out on the beach, everybody's watching the sunrise every morning because they know how precious that is. And then at nighttime they celebrate the sunset. I don't think we do that nearly enough on the mainland. I don't think we sit and we watch the sunrise and sunset enough. And that's kind of what I want people to do here. That's why we're open from, the times we are. It's because we want people to see the sunset. And if you go to Lake Highland Park, that park is pristine. And you can see the sunset beautiful from there. It's my little Hanalei, because it's Hanalei means crescent-shaped bay. And that's what that little space is. So this is my little Hanalei. So I'm thankful to be here. And I love it. I don't think I'm going to stop doing this anytime soon.
Good. You shouldn't.
Someone told me 5 years ago that I'd be doing this instead of a corporate job, that I'm running a $25 million a year restaurant. I would absolutely tell them that they were full of stuff. Because I'm like, there's no way I would be happy in a trailer by myself. This is the happiest I've ever been. I get to see things like your family that just had a snowball fight. That's pretty special. It is.
I love it.
So that's it. I mean, that's how I feel. It's a true story. It's cool, and I like to champion young people. I think there's a lot of young artists out there like yourself that are doing great work that I don't know how to do. And I am just honored to even be a part of that culture that people are saying, hey, you know what, I want to help you. Like, your generation is killing it. You really are. You guys have a better view on the world and what's going on and what's happening. And the world that you want to see is happening right now. Which my generation, we didn't do the best job of that. We didn't. But your generation, you guys are like charging forward. And I'm just sitting in the back going, all right, I'm enjoying it.
It's a good time.
It is. I think so. I could see you in 5 years probably helping 1,000 businesses that you didn't even know that you helped.
I'd like that.
Like Iram, he took pictures of this place and did a TikTok, and nobody would know about me if it wasn't for him and Kanoa and Chef Jelly and probably you. You're gonna be a part of my journey, and I thank you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It means a lot.
Of course.
I'm just serious, because like, think about if I affect one person and they affect one person with positivity, it grows. And I think that when you champion a business, it does grow.
Also, bring some off or use theirs. I highly guarantee you will not regret it. It's there for a reason. I promise.